So the second goal should be to create wealth through owning and holding real estate long term, investing for appreciation. But the primary goal is to first utilize subleasing and arbitrage to accelerate your cash flow so that we can replace your 9 to 5 as soon as possible. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Jorge Contreras podcast, a podcast for real estate entrepreneurs who want to get to 10K a month on Airbnb without owning real estate. And in today's solo episode, I'm going to go into and elaborate the arbitrage model, the subleasing model, and why this is the most effective way to replace a 9 to 5 income. The first thing is that when you are starting an Airbnb business, for most people, 90% of people, their very first goal is to replace their 9 to 5 income with passive income from Airbnb. Once somebody creates financial freedom, that means that their living expenses are covered on a monthly basis, right? So say your monthly living expenses are $6,000 a month. And when you start making $6,000 a month in your sleep from Airbnbs on autopilot, then boom, you are now financially free and no longer need a 9 to 5. Once you create financial freedom, the next goal is to create wealth. And we do that specifically through owning real estate. And in addition to the cash flow, we are investing for appreciation. Let me give you an example. I have properties that I own where I actually have made more money in appreciation than I have from cash flow. Let me give you an example. I could look at one of my best performing properties that makes 5,000 a month consistently in profit. You multiply 5,000 a month times 12 months, you get 60K of profit from one short-term rental, implementing the real system, which has been done by over 3,000 people. That said, that same property that has been making 60K a year has grown and increased and appreciated in value by over 100,000 per year. So I've made more in appreciation than I have in cash flow. Now, I also have other properties that I've been subleasing for 3 years, and some of those properties have appreciated hundreds of thousands. And guess what? I didn't get any of that equity. So the second goal should be to create wealth through owning and holding real estate long term, investing for appreciation. But the primary goal is to first utilize subleasing and arbitrage to accelerate your cash flow so that we can replace your 9 to 5 as soon as possible. So I always see it in 2 steps. Step 1, replace your 9 to 5. Step 2, invest for wealth creation. When you are subleasing, it requires less capital than when you're buying. If you have $50,000 to invest to start your short-term rental business, you are either going to buy one property or sublease 3 properties. And right now I own 8 properties, sublease 7, and manage 3. The properties that I own versus the property that I sublease, I make the same amount of cash flow every single month. So that's what I'm learning, right? Is that whether you own it or sublease it, as far as the cash flow, it's practically the same because the Airbnb is going to generate whatever it's going to generate. It doesn't matter if you own it, sublease it, or manage it, just as far as revenue. And so that's why, instead of buying one, you can sublease 3. So instead of making 2K a month, you could go and start making 6K a month right off the bat with the same 50K. So typically, we have students making like anywhere as low as 2K, as high as 7K a month in profit, just depending on the season. But let's use some more conservative numbers. Imagine you launch your first Airbnb on the subleasing strategy and you're making 2 to 4K a month. And rather than spend that profit every month, you start saving it so that you can reinvest that money into your second sublease. You basically do that one more time and boom, you're making anywhere from 6 to 10K plus a month in profit, and boom, 90% of the people in the US are now out of the rat race. So you just got to rinse and repeat. You have to, you may have goals if you want to buy this really nice house for yourself, or maybe a really nice car, or go on super high end luxury vacations. But if you haven't yet built your business where your business can pay for those experiences, you should be reinvesting back into your business. Does that make sense? That's really the way that you're able to grow and scale. Like for the last 5 years, even though I was already a multimillionaire, I was living in a residential area where the average income was probably like 70,000 a year. Yet I'm making millions, but I was living in the same house for the last 5 years up until a few weeks ago. So there is such a thing as delayed gratification, right? One of the mistakes people make when they start creating success is that they start spending their profits right away. You don't want to spend your profits. You want to reinvest that money and create a snowball effect. Like I didn't buy my Tesla until I could have bought 10 of them and it would be like no big deal. NBD, no big deal, right? So just because you can't afford it at a certain point in your life doesn't mean that you should go and, do it right away. So I do believe in delayed gratification. And again, what I've done all these years is I've reinvested back into the business over and over and over and over. It's like you keep adding fuel to the fire, you keep adding snow to the snowball, just making it bigger, better, faster, stronger, so that you get to a place where eventually then you can have it all at once. So that's what I wanted to share for this podcast episode. For those of you that are looking to get started and you want some guidance, check out the description and the links down below. I got a YouTube channel. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram if you're already not. I got some free webinars, free trainings coming up. So just check out the links down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.